This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. A Madison couple faces homicide, stalking, and battery charges for conspiring to poison 2 women.
I am scared for myself. I'm scared for my 2 children because I'm constantly bracing for what Paul and Andrea might do next.
That was one of the victims speaking in Dane County Court about 43-year-old Paul Van Dyne Jr. and 41-year-old Andrea Whitaker. They're accused of breaking into the women's cars, then filling water bottles with cyanide, placing homemade Abrin in the car's ventilation, and filling a plastic tote with hydrogen sulfide. The second victim in Rock County was hospitalized after she and her middle-aged school sister became sick inside her vehicle. Bail is set at $10 million for Van Dyne and $4 million for Whitaker. The University of Wisconsin is filing a lawsuit against the University of Miami football team, claiming the team broke the law by tampering with a Badgers player, a first-of-its-kind legal attempt to enforce the terms of a financial contract between a football player and his school. First reported by ESPN's Dan Murphy, the lawsuit claims that an alumni and a member of Miami's football team met with freshman Xavier Lucas and offered him money to transfer to Miami shortly after he signed a 2-year contract with Wisconsin's football program. The lawsuit filed on Friday claims interference on Miami's part, that they interfered and knowingly compelled a player to break their contract with the Badgers. The lawsuit comes as the NCAA allows colleges to pay players this year for NIL. This year's Miss Wisconsin didn't just take home the crown, she made history. Willow Newell, representing Racine, became the first Black woman to win the Miss Wisconsin title Saturday night in New Berlin. This is what Newell said about the experience.
We were able to just bond and get to know each other a lot better. This is a scholarship organization, so it's really celebrating the women who are in school, who have big dreams and big goals, and the week ended perfectly, not just because I have the title now, but because I was able to share such an amazing moment with everyone celebrating all of us on stage.
Newell will represent Wisconsin at the Miss America 2026 competition this September in Orlando, Florida. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth. Why is this chair so high? What is this? You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Can you tell us Monday? Okay, I'm going to finish. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Look, I'm so bad I interrupt myself. But then other people call and complain about being interrupted. I don't get it. So what's been happening over the weekend? So I heard Sherwin this morning, and he was on his diatribe about the quote-unquote war and all this other stuff. So first of all, let me ask. I want to make a few points, and I hope that people understand what a war is and a declaration of war. But what people need to really understand is I am not a supporter of Donald Trump. I am a supporter of the Constitution of the United States of America, the Constitution of the state of Wisconsin, county ordinances, municipal ordinances, and just all around good laws that keep people safe. That being said, people need to separate what they feel about Donald Trump as a man, as the clearly fallible human man that you hate so much, and what the Constitution says the United States, the three branches, and the president can do. Does anybody really understand why we bombed Iran? Anybody? Because then when you explain it to people, they look at you like you're crazy, like you have two heads. That's number one. Number two, people seem to think that when somebody that's a Democrat says something is unconstitutional, they automatically believe it, which is okay. But then when you regurgitate and repeat what somebody else said, and it's wrong, you look stupid. And it's a lot of people that look stupid. You can disagree with something, you can complain, you can protest, you can scream and holler, but don't lie. AOC is talking her nonsense about, let's impeach him. For what? For using presidential power that you don't like. Makes absolutely no sense at all. What were they doing in Iran that caused the U.S. to bomb their nuclear facilities and their facilities where they are manufacturing nuclear weapons? Can anybody answer that? That's number two. If you can't answer it, then you don't know what you're talking about. If you spout nonsense, like I heard all day, about something that you know nothing about, you sound like an idiot. You have to ask yourself the question, what do I not know about this? You can be considered an expert in anything. But if you don't understand or know what you haven't read and what you don't know, you're going to end up sounding and looking like an idiot. Bernie Sanders screaming and hollering. Hakeem Jeffries, and watch this. I give him total credit for saying he didn't like it, but he never said it was unconstitutional. Not one time. Why is that? Leadership never said it was unconstitutional. Democratic leadership did not come out and say, it's unconstitutional. You had the AOCs of the world, you had the Bernie Sanders of the world, you had other people, but you never heard it. Why is that? Because they were already briefed. Number one. Well, no, that'd be number three. And number four, it's within the president's right to do airstrikes. How many presidents have we had? Biden probably didn't do them because he couldn't remember, and if he did, he wouldn't know where they sent the planes. Trump did it. Obama did it. Bush did it. Clinton did it. Old man Bush did it. Reagan did it. Nixon did it. Kennedy. Lord knows we know Kennedy did it. Without a declaration of war. Why? Because there's no war. So what did Iran do that was so bad? Iran said they're putting together nuclear materials. NATO, the U.S., everybody in the region said, hey, that's cool. What are you building? Nuclear power plants for electricity? And you can do about 60% enriched uranium. That'll get you enough to roll a power plant and power homes. You want to modernize. You know Iran doesn't want to modernize. So then what happens? The Ayatollah wants them to stay in the Dark Ages, to have control. But once you go past 60, the only place to go is 90%, so you can make what? A nuclear weapon. 90% enriched uranium from what is it? Uranium 235 to 238 or 234 to 238? Once you hit uranium 238, you can rock the world with a bomb. And I know if I don't have my science right, somebody will call and correct me anyway. 833-212-1017. If you really think the world is going to be bad, let Iran build a nuclear weapon. They'll bomb Israel first, then they'll bomb America, and so on. We still haven't gotten people out of Iraq when we left, that Biden left behind. But we're not talking about Biden. We're talking about President Clinton. I'm sorry. Did I say Clinton? See, there's my mind is President Trump. And so one of the things we have to remember is this. Something's going on in the world, and we need to be not necessarily a part of it, but we need to understand it. And if you keep listening to your political leadership will continue to lie to you the same way they've always done. And you'll continue to lose. And then when all things go to hell in a handbasket, the only people that will win will not be us. And I know that's bad English, but that's the only way I could get it out. While you're sitting here complaining about Donald Trump and paying attention to it, we've got shooting after shooting after shooting after shooting after shooting of people 16 and under, and we got nothing. Schools are falling apart. Test scores are terrible. Domestic violence is on the rise. And we forget we live in America, so we get to complain about stuff. If you really love Iran that much, you should move there. If you really want to protect Iran that much, go there. Get out. You live in the most powerful country in the world, whether people want to admit it or not. I've got friends that complain about how behind. Oh, America is so behind. We don't have. Then why do people get mad when we don't give out visas for them to come to school here? Why is it a problem? Because the best place to get an education in the world is the United States of America. And I use that by the Nobel Peace Prizes that students who go through academia and become experts get, because we've got the highest number. And if we don't, I don't care. We've got a good number. The point I'm trying to make is that everybody in the world wants to come here. The issue is not everybody in the world can come here, because some of them want to do us harm. Domestic terrorism and domestic violence are on the rise. Heard about the church in suburban Detroit in Wayne County. Church security, armed church security, ends up stopping the threat and killing him in the parking lot. One security guard gets shot. And had this person made it into the church, you would have had dozens of people dead. And that was from an American, from a kid whose mother went to the church. So if you can imagine sleeper cells that are already in America, that were already here before we bombed. If you keep believing it without going out and getting your own information from sources that you do not like and do not read, that will give you a well-rounded 360 understanding of what exactly is happening in the world. But if you stay in your cocoon and just pray to God and hope everything will change, and then you're not the change agent, it's on you. And if you don't step up and tell your elected officials what you want, they will take on their own mind, just like they do in the state legislature in Wisconsin on both the Democrat and Republican side. You got a governor that don't follow. You got a mayor that doesn't follow. You got a county executive that don't follow. They talk a lot. They just don't do a lot. And who loses? Affirmative action. Who loses? DEI. Who loses? Shootings in Milwaukee. Who loses? Driving in traffic. Who loses? But there's one way to get your mind off that. I'll just point to Donald Trump and everybody loses their mind. Start talking about Donald Trump. Yeah, but this guy in office. I had somebody today, hey, you know, this guy, I don't want to talk about it. I don't care. I don't talk about politics with anybody interpersonally. Not on the radio, one-on-one, I'm not going to do it. Because until you're complaining about the city of Milwaukee and the trash that's going on here, the same way you complain about Donald Trump, I don't want to hear it. Because if we don't change, this is only the 23rd of June. We're not going to get to the 23rd of September. And with all due respect, that's on you.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth.
Truth Nation, unfortunately, violence is on the rise in Milwaukee, and this is a problem which impacts us all. Please join me and the Truth team on Saturday, July 12th from 9 a.m. to noon for our third annual Walk Against Violence, supported by 1MKE. Enough is enough. Now it's time to bring an end to senseless violence in our community. To join our Walk Against Violence on Saturday, July 12th, visit truthwalkagainstviolence.com to sign up today.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
State Fair is right around the corner, and it's time to savor the savings. These $15 tickets will only be available through June 29th. Save today so you'll be feeling good at the Wisconsin State Fair, presented by U.S. Cellular, July 31st through August 10th.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. You know, time to upgrade your windows is now. You can upgrade your doors too, but you don't want to spend a lot of money? Well, Pella, the best in the industry, has a product line for every budget. And now, like right now, like today, you can get no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. So if the plan is to wait because you don't have the money, guess what? You can get it done now and wait to start making payments up to 2 years later. Certain restrictions apply in 6/30 of 2025. You got 7 days to set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com. That's PellaWI.com. 833-212-1017 is the number. So what is going on? Okay, let's do this, and then let's do this. It's just one of them days today. Like every Monday is like a trash Monday. You know what I'm saying? It's just a trash Monday. It is. It's a trash Monday. And I don't really understand what's going on. I don't understand like why people do what they do, but you know, Monday is it's kind of tough. What are your thoughts? 833-212-1017 is the number. What's going on with all this? Like, what are your thoughts about what's happening in the Middle East? It's not a Trump bash fest, just like when people are, Obama, it's not an Obama trash fest. It's a, what do you think about what's going on in the Middle East? Do you support America supporting Israel? Or do you, like what? 833-212-1017 is the number. And it brings up something else that's interesting. And I know I'm going to ask it. I said I probably wouldn't get on it a big deal, but you know, later I want to talk about something that's been crossing my mind probably in the last 4 to 5 years since COVID hit. But all of this is tied together. What's happening in the Middle East, what's happening in America, what's happening in families, what's happening with students in schools, and it's just all getting tied together. And I don't understand. I don't understand exactly what it is. Give me a call. 833-212-1017 is the number. Is this Davari?
Yes, sir. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Well, Trump did what some need to be did a long time ago.
Okay.
Iran always been on the United States hit list. They've been a rogue nation. Saudi Arabia don't care for them. Qatar don't care for them. So they've been on the hit list for a while.
Okay. And do you understand why they're on that hit list?
For one, they wouldn't let the UN or United States in to do the inspections in the enriched uranium.
Okay.
Then on top of that, on the Federal Reserve side, their central bank needs to come down so they can push this cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the real reason behind the same thing why they got Gaddafi out of here. So for them to push this cryptocurrency, one world currency, all the central banks got to fall. But I know in 2003, when I was in Iraq, we Marines, we built up along Iraq-Iran border for like 3 weeks. We were ready to push in. We had an army cavalry, an armored division with us. We were ready to push in, but we never did get the call. So even back in 2003, doing Operation Anaconda, Iraqi Freedom,
right.
Iran was on the board.
Right.
So the United States always had them in the crosshairs.
And so you think this is finally they stepped up to the plate and had a reason with the building the nuclear weapons to finally do what they did?
Yeah, I think it's been a long time coming because it's certain countries that, like North Korea, we know North Korea got them, but North Korea not going to use them. Iran will use them.
Yes, that is true.
They know that against Israel, Iran will let it go. And they under a lot of Iran is under Sharia law.
Right.
That extreme white Islamic belief, so they hate the way that we live over here. They hate it. women got rights and all this stuff. They can't stand for that.
And so do you think it's the culture, or is it the religion, or is it like a combination of both?
Excuse me, sorry, what you say?
Do you think it's the culture or religion in Iran why, women don't have a right to read or speak or go to school or anything of that nature? Or do you think it's just a combination of both, that they just live?
It's really religion. It's really religion, because they stick by the Sharia law.
Okay.
Even in Iraq, outside of Baghdad, some of the smaller towns we went into, the women couldn't come into the room if a bunch of men were talking, only to serve food, and had to get right back out. They had no rights. They couldn't say nothing. They did most of the work in the field. Most of the men sit around smoking hookah and overseeing them.
And so what do you think about that?
Hey, that's their belief. I don't think it's right, but that's how they came up. That's what they believe in. But once Saddam fell, they kind of loosened up, but still in the smaller villages, in the rural area, they still ruled by Sharia law.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Even in Afghanistan. So it's hard to break religion when it comes to a country like that, because they're fiercely loyal about it. And whenever you got in the mindset, hey, if I die a martyr, I'm going to sit on the left side of Allah, it's hard to break that mentality.
Very true.
It's hard to break that mentality.
Very true.
So,
all right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you much. Had a lot to say. 833-212-1017 is the number. The question is, should we have bombed Iran based on all the things, the history? And you got to understand the entire history of what's been happening in the Middle East and just why we are where we are. And so it's really unfortunate. And I know people died. They took out they dropped 6 bombs. They took out a lot of people and killed a lot of probably civilian people. Should it have been done? 833-212-1017 is the number. Al, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Well, good evening. I'm against it. I feel like Israel already got their own secrets. Israel should be over there fighting that. I know a lot of people say, drop bombs on them, but them people was not on Southwest, Delta Airlines, or Spirit to be on the front line and fighting. It's going to affect both sides of the family. You're going to have soldiers coming back here in boxes as maggot food, people getting PTSD, and all the people that's saying fight, 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 especially these politicians, they're going to be sitting back with their families watching their generation go. So if they really want to be about it, go back in history where the king was on the front line with his whole family. But we ain't going to see none of that. So, no, that is a Israel issue. The last time I checked, I don't see Israel running over here in no United States no issues. So let Israel handle that, and then maybe they can handle why that reason why all them Jewish pedophiles always flee over there when they don't want to go to jail in the United States, okay? Because they got a whole lot of secrets over there. And why are we putting our American soldier in their sugar honey iced tea?
All we did,
they already
but all we did is drop bombs. We didn't put ground troops in. Nobody declared war. There's no ground troops. There's nobody getting called up.
And we should not be dropping bombs on the innocent people, because we wouldn't like it if it was done to us.
It was
and
done
it's
to
even
us.
worse.
It's called 9/11.
Okay, and again, we should not be doing it. And if they feel it's good,
so are you saying
call them people.
But you know how many people?
Run it down.
Do you know how many people Obama bombed?
Yes.
Okay.
But we're getting in Israel. Israel call them people. Let Israel call them people from their book, and they can rise from the dead and fight them. That is not our issue, and we already know how them Israel thinks and acts.
So what about when?
So let's not sugarcoat it.
So what about when Obama went in and bombed those places and killed Osama bin Laden?
Well, that's not good as well, because I thought some of the people was cool with Obama bin Laden, to be honest. But that's an Israel issue. Let them people get on the front line with their guns, and the same people in the United States.
But they're already there. They're already there. They already got guns. They already have. They already have a law.
But we need the people.
Go ahead. They already have a law that says when you reach a certain age, you have to give X amount of years in the Israeli Defense Force, male or female.
And that's wonderful.
So,
That's
I mean,
wonderful.
what you're saying, they're
and the
already
people in the United States. Okay, but the people in the United States who feel it's good, they need to get on down to Delta and Spirit Airways, and then grab their Bible and get over there and be on the front line with them since they feel it's okay. How about that?
Why are you throwing the Bible in?
Well, I've been hearing people all day. Well, the Bible says, well, you call them people from the Bible to go over there and fight.
Okay.
All right, wonderful. And see if they show up. They've been waiting for 600 years and still ain't showed yet. How about that?
Thank you.
Goodbye.
833-212-1017 is the number. Ed, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. What you got?
Yeah, I don't believe the United States should have went.
Well, we didn't go anywhere. We just bombed them. We don't have troops.
I understand. We sent planes over. I served 13 years in the military. I did 2 tours in Iraq, and I did Desert Storm. Now, we went on the humbug saying Iraq had the weapons of mass destruction. We ain't find nothing.
Correct.
We fought this war for 20 years.
Correct.
We fought for 20 years. What we accomplished?
Okay.
Nothing. So back in the 70s, I get where Iran and Israel had their beef. During the Olympics,
that ain't from the 70s. That's from the
Olympics. I can't remember.
200s. No, this is a fight that's been going on for at least 1,000 years.
Right, but they have bad blood. I don't think we should be involved with Israel.
So we don't. So we should not be supporting our allies. So we should not support our allies.
Not really. The only reason why they became our allies is doing after World War I, and Israel got the state from the British, and they had that big UN meeting, and they didn't give it what the Palestinians want. They gave it to the Jews, but the Jews had more money. I can't think of the treaty they were trying to come up with, but they got it. That's how they got it. I mean, and we should not. But Israel got a nuclear bomb too. United States used it 2 atomic bombs. We got bombed. Russia, China. We ain't going to Pakistan, India. We ain't going after them, but they was building bombs.
But you and I, well, we wouldn't go after Pakistan.
Don't have no.
But you also
we
know.
Don't have no true.
But you know
we don't have no real proof that they have it.
Yeah, we do.
I set myself over there for 2.5 years.
Okay.
In the Middle East.
You were in
looking
Iraq.
for something that we didn't have.
Okay. No,
Right.
that is exactly true.
I did Desert Storm. I did Kuwait.
I did
Kuwait, Bahrain. I was there when all the oil wells went off.
Right.
And they stood up there and said that was there.
Yeah.
So how is it that we believe in that it's there now? These guys said they've been building this thing for, the last 10, 20 years?
Well, I don't know if we can equate Iraq and Iran 20, 30 years ago and
Iran,
today.
I keep getting
We're not in
20
Iraq.
years, Iran, but we've been, but still.
But
it's right door next door.
But let me ask you a question. Using your military experience, do you believe if Iran had a nuclear weapon, they would use it?
I can't say.
Come
That's
on.
true enough. Yeah, they
you
might,
and I both know.
No, I can't predict the future. Yes,
I'm not asking for 100%.
Yeah, you got somebody.
Remember.
You got somebody who keeps poking a bear. Come on now, you've been asking me. You asked
What do you mean poking a bear?
Yes, if you do a test. Yes, but you give me a reason to. You sit up there. You think Israel's innocent?
They were told.
The stuff they do.
Iran was told. They need to stop if they want to gin up. If they want to gin up to 60%, and they told all the countries, if you want to gin up to 60% and take care of your.
Yeah, but we ain't bombed nobody else.
If you gin up to 60,
we don't bomb nobody else.
We ain't talking about anybody else because nobody else.
We ain't go after Russia. We didn't go after China.
That's why we had a Cold War, and that's why
Pakistan?
That has nothing to do with it. That has nothing. That has nothing to do with it. Nothing.
No, what I'm saying is, what has to do is you saying that because you have 60%.
Russia and China and America built up at the same time.
That they have 60%. Yeah, we don't have no proof
that they have 60%. They like you and I both know. You know, you in the military. You know what intelligence can tell you and what it can't. Come on.
Yeah, intelligence can tell you lies too.
I'm well aware of that. I'm well aware of that.
In the Middle East for 2.5 years, what was the weapons of mass destruction then?
They weren't there.
That's what I'm saying. They can tell you anything.
But there's a difference because
believing or not.
That's what
I'm
saying.
not going to go back and send my kids back over there. If
Then don't send them.
If the stuff break out,
then don't send them.
Well, no, hold on. If the war was to break out here, Iran says that they will do something here. Are we going to be going, okay, now you just threw a rock through somebody's window. You expect them not to do something?
Are they actually? Other than
the Middle East.
Let me finish.
The only reason why we care about the Middle East is because
calm down and let me finish.
That's it.
Relax.
No, I'm just saying.
I get it.
I'm just saying because I spent 2.5 years over there and I lost buddies over there and we fought for nothing. And then you people sit up there and talk about what woulda, coulda, shoulda. They didn't have nothing. I don't believe they have anything.
So you don't think Iran has anything? But Iran said they have it. Like literally.
Iran
they
don't even have an Air Force.
That's because we bombed it. Iran said they have it.
They don't even have that.
Iran said they have it. Like, what do you do? Hey, dude.
They might have
wait.
I don't think they really have a capable of doing it.
Watch this. Fake comment. I'm going to come after you. I got a gun. Should you call the police or should you wait until I show up with a gun? Should you get something done about it or should you go, hey, man, I got it. I'm going to my car. And I start opening the trunk of my car. Like, what exactly would you expect to happen? You should just stand there and wait? Or do you call the police or get somebody there?
I don't expect you to sit there and wait.
Okay. So when I tell you that I have, let me finish. We ain't talking about when you was over there. We're talking about today. When I tell you I have 60% and we've confirmed that you have weapons grade uranium and you're ginning it up to 90% so you can create a bomb, like what exactly do you do? And then somebody tells you, hey, dude, you got 60 days, slow down, stop, let's come to the table, let's talk. And you basically say, nope, I'm not coming. I'm going to keep making it. And then they get proof you made it. What exactly would you do? Wait for them to bomb Israel?
I wouldn't wait. If that was that bad, if that was that case, I wouldn't have waited that long. I didn't took you off the map a long time ago.
They didn't
When
wait.
Iran was fighting Iraq, we supported Iran.
We're not talking about then. We're talking about now.
We should have took them out.
But we're talking about now. We're not talking about
but
then.
we got the history of. We're talking about the history of why we're going after these folks.
The history.
Okay,
we're not
fine. They have it. Let's go after them. Let's take them out.
All right.
But who's gonna go in there and do it?
Well, evidently we did.
Israel's not gonna go over there. They're just bombing somebody. Is not gonna do it. We don't know if they really tore up that facility. They 200-some feet on the ground. We don't know if we did anything.
All right. So, thank you much, Ed.
If they do a terrorist attack here, Lord forbid they do it. I hope they don't do it. Who's going to be responsible for that call?
We're responsible for what?
If it was to happen here. If something was to happen here.
What do you mean who's going to be responsible for it?
For the retaliation.
We are. We're going to retaliate. The question is, will it escalate to a war?
I guess I'm the wrong person. I like I said, I spent 2.5 years over there.
Okay.
And I'm the wrong person to sit there. I get emotional about it because I lost friends. You know, I served my time over there.
Absolutely.
And I ain't seen nothing for it worthwhile going over there in the first place. So, yeah. All right.
Appreciate it. 833-212-1017 is the number. And now with 1017 The Truth Traffic, here's Eric Roberts.
You'll be traveling at a bit of a snail's pace on 41 southbound between Appleton Avenue and Hampton Avenue. Other delays looking at 43 northbound from downtown to Locust, and looking at 94 westbound, starting to see some stadium traffic heading westbound into the stadium interchange. An extreme heat warning tonight until 7 p.m. for Kenosha, Racine, and Milwaukee counties. A heat advisory for the rest of southeast Wisconsin. Also a severe thunderstorm watch. That's for Fond du Lac and Dodge counties until 9 p.m. Tuesday, mostly cloudy with scattered storms, a high of 80. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Jessica Gatso on 1017 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hi, Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Summer in Milwaukee is nonstop. Festivals, live music, and fresh city vibes fill the season you already know. From world-famous cultural celebrations to hidden gem street fairs, every neighborhood is a stage, alive with handcrafted traditions, homegrown talent, and world-class entertainment. Music, flavor, culture, whenever you visit, the Cream City is ready to celebrate. This summer, don't just visit, make sure you experience Milwaukee, the city of festivals.
Carrie, where's Tori Lowe and Dr. Ken at? I'm trying to knock these commercials out.
How am I supposed to know, Sherwin?
Well, I'm about to do their parts because my impressions are on point anyway. This is Dr. Ken Harris from Truth in the Afternoon, and I want you to download the Truth app in the Google Play Store and Apple Store so you can never miss my show or any of the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Really, Kyle?
Sherwin, you are crazy.
Sherwin, your impression of me is horrible. Move. Give me my mic. I guess I'll just repeat what Sherwin said. Go to the Google Play Store or Apple Store to download the 1017 The Truth app today so you can take the home of Milwaukee Black Talk with you wherever you are.
Can't listen live? Download the new 1017 The Truth app on your smartphone today to catch up on all your favorite shows. Search 1017 The Truth on your Google Play Store or Apple App Store so you don't miss out on any of the action.
Being a caregiver for a family member can be very rewarding. It can be very challenging, too. Besides taking a physical and emotional toll, it can also take a real financial toll, especially if you're paying for home safety upgrades, covering medical expenses, cutting back on hours at your job, or having to leave your job altogether. In some states and in certain situations, you may be eligible to get paid for the care you provide, but finding reliable information about caregiver compensation can be overwhelming and very time-consuming. The AARP Foundation Paid for Care Hub can help. It's a free online tool developed with support from United Healthcare, where you can search compensation programs, explore your options, and get answers to frequently asked questions. Find out today if it's possible to be compensated for the time, effort, and care you're providing. Visit paidforcare.aarpfoundation.org to learn more.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Milwaukee Brewers are heating up. They just swept the Twins over the weekend, capping it off with a 9-8 win on Sunday behind big bats from Rhys Hoskins and Bryce Terang.
The 0-2 pitch. Struck him out looking. Ball game over. Trevor McGill shuts the door on the Twins comeback, and the Brewers sweep Minnesota in the Twin Cities.
They've now won 4 straight and sit at 43-35 on the year. The Oklahoma City Thunder are the 2025 NBA champions after beating the Indiana Pacers in Game 7 of the finals. 103-91 was the final score. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander led the way with 29 points and 12 assists, earning finals MVP honors.
You play the sport to win. You play every sport to win. We have a team full of competitors. We did what it took this year to be champions, and we deserve this.
This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. We've been talking about whether or not America should have bombed Iran. Winky Blue, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Hey, good afternoon to you, man.
What up?
I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous, man, that you give somebody else all that time, and when I call in, you give me 3 seconds.
That's because you call late. You call right before I have to take a break. But now you didn't, so you're wasting your time complaining when you could be talking.
No. Listen. Hey, I'm glad. It's all right with me. I'm glad Donald Trump went over there and did this. See, the deal is this here. They're doing what Saddam Hussein been doing, bragging about the weapon. You know, they wrote a check, man, that their booty couldn't cash, all right? And everybody's been scared to challenge that. So Israel was the front man to soften them up to see where they really was. And when they realized there wasn't nothing there, then Trump sent the guns over there. Them boys sent them airplanes off of them doggone ships and was over there, hit them, and was back in their bunk before daylight. So I want you to understand something. Now we understand that Iran is really a paper tiger, all right? Now, to take advantage of that, this is Ishmael and Israel fighting. Like they've been fighting since Abraham did his number with the bondwoman. And they've been fighting and struggling against each other ever since. That's why when the one brother called in and said, this has been happening a couple hundred years. No, this has been, you addressed it and you corrected it. It's been going on for hundreds of years. It's been going on since Abraham wasn't patient enough to wait until God blessed his wife's womb, and he went on and did it. So we're struggling. That's Ishmael and Isaac. They fighting right now. And the brother that just called in, if he was in the military, hey, thank God for him. He did what he did. But he's showing me a sign of treason. That's like me going to a party.
I wouldn't say that. He has a right to have his point of view, just like you have a right to burn the flag. You may not like it, but it's his right under the Constitution. So you got to give
Okay, well, I'm going to give you a parable then. That's like me and my buddy going to a party. And my buddy get to drinking and acting a fool over here, and now he get in a fight, and they start stomping him out, and I sit back and say, come on, man, dude, get up. Hey, man, he shouldn't have been over there. He shouldn't have been doing that. No, man, I'm finna get stomped out with you, man. Or I'm finna drag Buddy to the car, and we finna hit it and beat it. I'm not finna turn on my friend. I'm not finna turn on my country. I'm not finna do that, man. Regardless of what we face here as black people in America, we are Americans, and guess what? I'm gonna tell all the brothers and sisters this. If you eating at these restaurants, these people are gonna be angry. Remember this, it's death to America. They don't care. You can say, my folks was in slavery, man. I'm with y'all. I'm Islam. Them people look at you as an American. And if they get ready to feed you some poison through some of these restaurants that they run or whatever they doing through, they holding the food chain right now for us because we've allowed them to have that. And guess what? We're going to be number one, and they don't care about your slavery and the dogs biting us in the booty back in the 60s and the 50s. They don't care. We are Americans, and if you people don't understand that, when the rock falls, you're going to be a part of it. I don't care what you say. Oh, they have all with you, Islam alaikum, Allah salam, whatever. You American, Negro, or white boy, and we finna have you.
All
I got to go, Dr. Ken.
Later.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I've got to share that I am also a beneficiary of the Old National Bank Empowerment Loan Program. So, Tracy, with that being said, what is the Empowerment Loan Program?
Great. Well, the Empowerment Loan Program is a special purpose loan program that we launched 2 years ago. It has been a success. It was something, again, near and dear to the heart of not only our chairman and CEO, but just our organization as a whole. We work with contractors, consulting firms, retail food operations, daycares. In fact, so far, we've approved $50 million of loans to minority and women-owned businesses within a 2-year period.
And for those that are now leaning more into this conversation, what's the best way to get in contact with you as part of their interest in the Empowerment Loan Program?
I'm going to give you my cell phone number to the listeners. It's 414-687-7393. And if that doesn't work, feel free to reach me at my email, tracy.meeks@oldnational.com.
Tracy Meeks, Senior Vice President, Community Lending Market Executive from Old National Bank.
What's poppin', Truth Nation? It's your girl Noni Juice from my friends at Steinhafels. And the deals are heating up during Steinhafels summer sale. Start with 10% off the entire store. I'm talking living room, bedroom, dining, and so much more. Make your new room more affordable with Steinhafels special financing, and you'll get a $100, $200, or $300 MasterCard to spend later. But you better hurry, because just like summer, these sizzling savings won't last long. The summer sale, only at Steinhafels and Steinhafels.com.
Adrian was seriously injured when a careless driver merged into her lane.
Gruber was there for everything that I needed. Any questions that I had, Gruber was there. They made me feel like everything about my situation and my accident was very important to them, and that made me feel good. And I would definitely call Gruber again for that.
Serving Wisconsin for over 35 years, Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They go above and beyond for their clients.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns. It's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host. What was I thinking I was about to say? You can tell I was trying to say two words at one time. Glenn is in there laughing at me like, what's wrong with you? What's in your cup? G, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Good afternoon, Dr. Ken. I just like to ask you a question. I'm just a little confused about some of the events that occurred. Just quickly, I don't agree with Winky. I think he be tripping sometime when he says some of the things he says, but that's his right. But didn't Tulsi Gabbard, if I have because I get her mixed up. Is she the National Security Advisor?
Yes, I believe so.
If she is, didn't she say that Iran was not trying to make a nuclear bomb?
I believe she did.
I heard that.
I believe
right.
that was conflicting. Trump,
yeah. Right, and Trump just disregarded what she said. And did America go off of Israelis' intelligence instead of the United States intelligence?
I don't know. They went off somebody.
Yeah, that's the problem that I'm having here.
Why is that?
That's the problem that I'm having.
Why is that?
Because I think Israel has succeeded in dragging the United States into a conflict that is probably, going to be detrimental to the United States. Like someone mentioned, I think either you was talking about with Iraq, it was like a 20-year war.
That was the other call,
and nothing came of it.
Right.
Yeah. So,
but also nothing came of it because we got pulled out, and we got pulled out really, really poorly, and just left them hanging.
Yeah, that did happen. And the thing is, with all this is going on with the Middle East, and they've been warring for thousands of years or whatever,
right?
Hundreds of years, or however you want to say it. I mean, for America to get involved and to think that we're going to be the problem solver in this conflict, I just think it's just ill-advised. It's just my opinion.
So you just let things pop up all over the world and let democracies get taken over, and next thing you know, you look up and you're the only one left, and everybody turns against you?
Well, you can say the same thing when Russia invaded Ukraine.
But we're not talking about Russia and Ukraine. We're talking about here.
Well, but what you just said, let other conflicts around the world occur. When Trump is he sort of turned his back on Ukraine and everyone that knows anything
because
about
the
politics.
People that are on the other side of Ukraine also have nuclear weapons equal to us, who said, if you go in, we're going to use nuclear weapons. Iran said, we're building nuclear weapons, and we're going to bomb you whether you come in or not. We're going to kill all y'all because Americans are infidels, and we just need to kill them all.
But
they
when you
deny
say
that they're trying to build a nuclear weapon.
of course you would deny it. Of course you would deny it. Like, really?
Right.
Come on.
But where's the proof though? And how do we know that we destroyed?
Well, let's wait and
what
see.
they were building.
Let's wait and see. We got to wait for intelligence to. It's not an instant thing. Like, everybody wants instant answers, and it's not going to happen.
But which intelligence are we going to rely on? When
we don't know what intelligence they use. Let them tell us after everything is over. Give us a report to find out.
But if he's not going to listen to his own intelligence.
No. He didn't listen to his advisor. That was one advisor out of like 20 or 30. So there's a.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's a difference in one person saying no.
I thought she was a.
It doesn't matter. She's just one person. She's just one person. It's not.
But I'm sure she has a team working with her.
It doesn't matter.
Even though I don't support that. I don't support his administration or him. I'm just saying, if he's not going to listen to his own people.
Why do you listen to your own people when they give you advice? No. Sometimes you decide that it's. Let me finish. Don't change the subject and fit the information just to support your argument. Sometimes you decide to do things on your own because what? You decided to do it and it was your decision. That's what I'm saying. So just because one person said no because they didn't like, that's like saying one person in the U.S. Senate doesn't like something out of 100 people. So 99 people support it, but now you're mad because you didn't listen to the one that said they shouldn't. Like, it's
a lot more complex than that.
Of course it is.
Listen to family members, yeah. So I'm just saying. Now, didn't Iran just shoot some missiles at some U.S. bases over there
at Qatar, and they all got shot down?
Yeah. So, but it's going to continue, though, Dr. Ken. That's my word.
I'm glad you know the future because a lot of other people don't. But let's just wait and see.
Just like some of those missiles got.
Wait for more information and see.
Even Israel couldn't shoot down all those, and eventually one is going to get through. That's my point.
They've all gotten through. They got through this morning. I mean, like, what is your argument?
You said they shot them down.
What is your point?
You said my point is
Qatar, at the U.S. base, they shot them down. All of them. So what is your point? Qatar is not in Israel.
My point is, if Iran, if one of those missiles gets through, and then a lot of our servicemen gets killed, then it's going to escalate everything. That's my point.
Correct.
They're not going to be able to stop every missile.
Correct.
That's shot, just like some of those missiles got through to Israel.
And we will retaliate.
I mean, it's good they have that.
And we will retaliate.
Yeah, but then that's why Israel drug the U.S. into it. And I'm going to let somebody else get in. And good show. Take it easy. Talk to you later. Thank you. Thank you.
Summerfest is back, and the award-winning 1017 The Truth has got you covered. With free tickets, Truth Nation, to the world's largest outdoor festival. Tune into The Truth all week and listen for your cue to call and a chance to win an 18-pack of tickets to Summerfest.
Benjamin, I know you lying.
No, Juice, you heard that right. It's an 18-pack of tickets so your friends and family can enjoy Summerfest on us. So stay tapped into The Truth so you do not miss your chance to enjoy the biggest party on the lakefront. Summerfest is presented by our founding partner, American Family Insurance.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded by Gruber Law Offices, Milwaukee Black Talk.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
Day 1, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day 1 is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
Breaking news, weather, entertainment, and sports. We have it all here. This is 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. A Madison couple faces homicide, stalking, and battery charges for conspiring to poison 2 women.
I am scared for myself. I'm scared for my 2 children because I'm constantly bracing for what Paul and Andrea might do next.
That was one of the victims speaking in Dane County Court about 43-year-old Paul Van Dyne Jr. and 41-year-old Andrea Whitaker. They're accused of breaking into the women's cars, then filling water bottles with cyanide, placing homemade Abrin in the car's ventilation, and filling a plastic tote with hydrogen sulfide. The second victim in Rock County was hospitalized after she and her middle-aged school sister became sick inside her vehicle. Bail is set at $10 million for Van Dyne and $4 million for Whitaker. The University of Wisconsin is filing a lawsuit against the University of Miami football team, claiming the team broke the law by tampering with a Badgers player, a first-of-its-kind legal attempt to enforce the terms of a financial contract between a football player and his school. First reported by ESPN's Dan Murphy, the lawsuit claims that an alumni and a member of Miami's football team met with freshman Xavier Lucas and offered him money to transfer to Miami shortly after he signed a 2-year contract with Wisconsin's football program. The lawsuit filed on Friday claims interference on Miami's part, that they interfered and knowingly compelled a player to break their contract with the Badgers. The lawsuit comes as the NCAA allows colleges to pay players this year for NIL. This year's Miss Wisconsin didn't just take home the crown, she made history. Willow Newell, representing Racine, became the first Black woman to win the Miss Wisconsin title Saturday night in New Berlin. This is what Newell said about the experience.
We were able to just bond and get to know each other a lot better. This is a scholarship organization, so it's really celebrating the women who are in school, who have big dreams and big goals, and the week ended perfectly, not just because I have the title now, but because I was able to share such an amazing moment with everyone, celebrating all of us on stage.
Newell will represent Wisconsin at the Miss America 2026 competition this September in Orlando, Florida. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the common council president and the common council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I've been talking so much, I didn't even look at the talking text line. So I'm going to talk to Steve, then I'm going to hit the talking text line, and then I'm going to do top 5 at 5. 833-212-1017 is the number. Steve, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Good afternoon, Dr. Ken. In regards to your last conversation, as far as the intelligence, I do believe that Israel provided most of the intelligence because from what I understand, they have several Iranian embedded Mossad agents that speak the language without accents or anything. I think Israeli has the best intelligence agency in the world.
Yes,
that's
they do.
how they
Yes, they do.
always. That's how they always find these guys. And now, as far as their initial attack, and then the attack that we followed up with, I consider them both an act of defense, because when you're dealing with a country whose main objective is to wipe Israel off the face of the map and spread their form of jihad throughout the world, it's of the good people's obligation to stop it before it happens. And thank God we did that.
Okay. And so what do you think is going to happen now?
Boy, I hope I'm right. I predict within a year, because there is a lot of unrest in Iran with the people too. Lots of protests.
Right.
But of course, these protests are crushed. I think within a year we might have a regime change. Hopefully, the Crown Prince, the Shah's son.
You think that'll change things?
Who is actually? Yeah, I know a few Iranian people, and they say how great it was with the Shah. Of course, no dictator is good, of course, but he was friendly to the West. Women could get education. He was actually friendly with Israel. He had no problems with Israel. And I think his son purveys the same objectives and philosophy. And he's a young guy. He's only my age. He's only 64.
Wow. Wow.
Do you think I'm being a little idealistic?
I think you're being a little idealistic, because at 64, you've lived through the downfall of the Shah of Iran, and when he came over here and got medical treatment and all that. And that's why they're under Sharia law now, because they didn't want anything that remotely came close to the West to be talked about in Iran. They didn't want women going to school. They didn't want any of that. And so...
Exactly. And gay people. I mean, they hang gay people in Iran.
Right.
In my opinion, any theocracy, whatever religion, is not good. And people say, well, they're Jews in Israel, but they've got mosques, they've got churches, all religions can worship, they have different ethnicities in the Knesset, So Israel is not a theocracy. Their main religion is just Judaism. I happen to be an ethnic Jew. I was a baptized Catholic, but on my mother's side, I am a Jew. Therefore, if my mother was a Jew, I'm considered a Jew, but
correct.
But an ethnic Jew. I don't practice.
So here's my question: Are you Jewish by culture or by or by, is it a race or a religion? Because there seems to be some controversy in that if you...
I believe it's a race because when I submitted my DNA to Ancestry, they said I was half European Jew. They don't know what religion I practice.
Well, that means that your heritage came from the area of Israel and Iran, and so...
Yeah, Semitic, which includes Arabs too.
That includes Arabs, that includes the Lebanese, that includes those of sub-Saharan Africa. And so I always laugh when I hear people say you're anti-Semitic, because that would mean in some cases some people hate themselves.
Exactly.
So, I don't know.
As the term self-hating Jew.
Right. Right.
That's what they refer to liberal Jews as.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, I'm just hoping this thing that the Iranian people get tired of this and we get a regime change for the good, but or better than what they have now.
All right. Well, thank you much. I appreciate it, Steve.
Okay, you have a good day, sir.
Thank you, and thanks for calling, and thanks for listening.
Oh, yeah.
All right. 833-212-1017 is the number. Fawn said, they call themselves the chosen people. I don't like that. Again, my opinion. Well, the Bible says they're God's chosen people. So blame it on the Bible. I'm just saying. That's just another fight that Is that a fight I want to have today? No. That is not a fight I want to have today. I thought about it, and it crossed my mind, and forget it. You've never known me to run away from a fight, have you? No. So we will definitely get into one of the other questions I had in the first hour, because no, I didn't get through them, and thank everyone for calling. I really appreciate that. I only got through one topic in the first half hour. So for me, that's a win because, my producer kept saying, break. And I'm thinking to myself, he's going to come in here and break my arms if I don't take a break. So, here we are.
Number 5.
And speaking of breaks, from Fox6Now.com, Wisconsin DATCP, what is that? That's the Department of Agriculture, Technology, and Consumer Affairs, I do believe, is warning consumers about possible scams this month. State got a report of a fraudulent letter impersonating Medicare. They're also warning about scammers offering to help pay off student loans. I'm sorry, that's the Wisconsin Division of Trade and Consumer Protection. Okay, got that right. So, time for student loans on defaulted, loans. They're starting to come due. And the U.S. Department of Education resumed its collection efforts on May 5th. That means involuntary collections like wage garnishment, Social Security reductions are back for the first time since COVID. But for scammers, here's what they're doing. There have been so many changes, pauses, and starts and stops since 2020. This is from Michelle Reinen, the administrator for the Wisconsin Division of Trade and Consumer Protection. Where there's confusion, scammers will try to come and create misdirection. So she's warning federal loan borrowers against any outreach that offers help with paying student loans and includes upfront fees or limited time offers. Reinen said scammers may also promise immediate loan forgiveness or cancellation, which ain't gonna happen. They can't promise anything. They don't know the facts, your circumstances, your situation. So then how are they getting information? How they get information? Well, they're suggesting a couple things. Number one, federal student aid ID, don't share it. Your FAFSA, don't share it. A scammer could then use the FAFSA ID to access an account, take control of their personal information. They're also using just plain old mail. They're using snail mail. One letter sent to a Wisconsinite claims to be from Medicare. It said the recipient must take action to avoid penalties or late enrollment and included helpful tips along with a fake website and a phone number. It contained a questionnaire. The questionnaire would ask for personal identifiable information, something they'll never do. So what's happening is a lot of these things are popping up on screens where people are playing video games and doing all sorts of things. So got to be careful. Talk to your kids about money, about when they're online, chat rooms, all that stuff. You got to be careful in those places. Some people are just plumb out of their mind. And if you don't watch it, they'll take all your money. And you know how hard it is to live in 2025.
Number 4.
And so then how hard would it be? How hard would it be? Hey, Glenn, what does financial security look for you? What's the number? Like, in order to make you feel financially secure, like, I'm okay.
From an annual standpoint?
Yes.
I'm going to go $120,000 a year as a single man.
Heck you doing for 120? Well, nearly half of America said they need to earn at least $100,000 to feel financially secure. Over a quarter, like Glenn, believe they need to make $150,000 or more, highlighting rising financial expectations and economic pressure. So interest rates have gone down, so we need more money because we feel like it might go up. A majority, 77% of Americans said they do not feel completely financially secure, up from 75% in 2024. 1 in 4 adults said they also need $1 million annually to feel rich. And 54% believe the American dream is no longer attainable. I disagree with that. I think every few generations, you're going to have to make an adjustment and change. I think what's happening, and the reason why they feel that way, is because the younger millennials and the current Z are starting to find out that all the things they were told was wrong. All the things they gave them to do was wrong. You actually have to work, and that's how you're going to get paid and get promoted and all this stuff of giving it because I like you. You're a nice person. I'm going to promote you to a position where you don't have anybody that reports to you, but you're a manager or a director? Okay. Researchers at Bankrate surveyed more than 2,200 U.S. adults last month, and they just published it this past day. 45% said they need $100,000. They need it. And I get it. I get it. Times have changed. But if you need $1 million to feel rich, and see, that's the difference. I just want to be wealthy. Wealthy is 3 generations from now, they still have money. I want wealth. Older generations were more likely to say that they have given up on their version of the American dream, specifically 48% of both baby boomers and Gen Xers and 47% of millennials said it's unlikely they'll reach the American dream in this economy compared to 33% of Gen Zers. Well, what is the American dream? Can anybody tell me that? I don't understand what people mean by the American dream. I don't. I do not understand what the American dream is.
Number 3.
From CBS 58, a 15-year-old boy accused of fatally shooting his sister. We talked about that story on last week on my Top 5 at 5. Appeared in court today where the judge set his cash bail at $100,000. The shooting occurred Monday, the 17th of June. According to investigators, authorities allege the teen retrieved a firearm from his mother's car during an altercation between siblings and shot his sister. The teen is charged as an adult. However, his name is not being released due to his age. Next court appearance is Monday, June 30th. So you might have remembered that the shooting happened at 11 o'clock last Monday on MLK and Valete, just outside the Park East Lofts. Ashley Hudson, 30, was killed. Ashley's 21-year-old sister
Aaliyah Friesen is charged with aggravated battery, party to a crime. That's according to Milwaukee police. And Hudson's mother, 48-year-old Tara Hudson, is charged with obstructing an officer. So according to the criminal complaint, eyewitnesses accounted and cell phone video showed two women, Friesen and the other, one of Hudson's sisters, attacking her with a baseball bat. Investigators said the 15-year-old brother then got involved in the altercation, pulled out a gun, and fired a shot at Hudson in point-blank range. Authorities spoke to the mother of Hudson and the accused teen, who admitted she witnessed the shooting and identified her son as the shooter. So it unfolds from there. Police say an eyewitness who was dating one of Hudson's sisters said the teenage brother got a handgun from his mother's car. A woman at the scene who said she also witnessed the entire incident said it appeared the brother had the gun the entire time. So we've already got conflicting stories. Investigators say Tara Hudson also denies seeing which one of her children were shot because she was too far away. Evidently, there was a beef between the daughter, who doesn't want to have anything to do with mom, and now everybody's mad at it. You think you're better than me, and ongoing, and it's been a simmering feud. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That, unfortunately, is something we call domestic violence. You know something I learned today? I learned what the BAM in Alabama is. And Alabama A&M.
Number 2.
Found out. So here we go again. An audit took place at Alabama A&M at the school's accounts from 2019 to 2022, and the 2023 filing. The school violated not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 7 areas of compliance. 7 areas of compliance. Alabama Department of Examiners of Public Accountants discovered that the HBCU did not correctly input an employee's salary into the system. The mistake resulted in overpayment of thousands of dollars to the employee. Issue stemmed from the employee who began working at the HBCU in March of 2022, received an incorrect hire form. The document had an earlier end date than contractually agreed upon. As a result, the person obtained more money during their employment. However, the form was consistently approved by university system, falling through the cracks until a recent audit. The form was approved on 8 different occasions by 7 different approvers. Based on the hire form, the employee's annual salary was entered into the accounting system to be paid over 7 months instead of 12, resulting in a payroll overpayment of $7,228.26. That's what the state audit found. Another notable non-compliance area included the athletic department at Alabama A&M. The examiner's office found that the school did not ensure accountability for all tickets printed and sold. It added reconciliations provided were only for game day sales and were not reconciled to the general ledger. Discounts were provided to alumni, faculty, and staff, and for tailgate packages without documentation or a standard list of the types of discounts offered. Neither a listing of complimentary tickets nor evidence of supervisory review of complimentary tickets issued could be provided. They probably didn't make any money. All the tickets went out complimentary, and then they're wondering why they didn't make any money. Well, the school, which has rectified the matter by ensuring all ticket sales are cashless. However, the school still must resolve multiple violations, including, here's the weird part, reconciling student accounts receivable and accounts payable. So you got students. The audit found that the school lacked policies for bank reconciliations, suggesting that Alabama A&M takes steps to develop these procedures to approve reconciliations. Like, was anybody watching this school in the last, 20, 30, 40 years? The school's research station also circumvented its purchasing process, while journal entries did not follow proper procedure for review and approval. So yeah, they're kind of in a hot mess. They're kind of in trouble, and so we'll keep watching to see what happens. However, in this case, congratulations are in order.
Number 1.
So, Miss Wisconsin is a black woman. The first ever black woman to win in the history of Wisconsin. Willow Newell, 22 years of age, from Racine, Canosa. From Racine. I also found it's not Racine, it's Racine. I got corrected today. Racine, Wisconsin, took home the title on June 21st. WISN confirmed, this is from blackenterprise.com, confirmed that she had made history with her storied win by becoming the first black woman to accomplish the feat. Tonight, I had the opportunity to share my heart with the judges in the state of Wisconsin. My passion and mission in life is to transform lives through the arts, to make everyone feel included and create spaces for expression. So, she added, it's an absolute honor to be the first black woman to represent the state of Wisconsin. I cannot wait to step on the Miss America stage and meet all of you while serving this beautiful state I have the privilege of calling home. She got $13,000 in scholarships from the Miss Wisconsin Scholarship Organization, other gifts and awards to accompany her crown. Her singing performance in the talent portion of the event also scored her another $2,300 scholarship as a top scoring vocalist. Maybe I should go sing. I could put on a dress, put some heels and some stockings on and some earrings. Hey, I'm a sing. I could sing some Diana Ross, maybe some Sade. Missy Elliott, they're like shaking their head. No. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. So my question with this one before we go to break, are we diminishing this by calling her the first black? I've asked that question before. I mean, personally, I think that should be something that's kept quiet so that we can tell our little girls and our little boys and our kids, hey, this is something you can see. She's the first one. You can do it too. But when you publicize it, they already look like, you're here, and you're probably here because, they always use affirmative action, but when people do that, that lets me know that they're too stupid to actually read the actual, the Civil Rights Act, because they don't know what they're talking about. But I digress. And so people complain about it, but my issue is, are you diminishing the person because the person got it and they happen to be black? Or are you making white people look at it and say, oh yeah, she got it because she's black. And in their mind, you're just not qualified anyway. But we gave it to you anyway. I don't know. But at some point, we have to start to look at some of the things that are going on and how we create spaces for young kids to realize that regardless of your race, you can make it, especially black kids. One of the ways to do it is to show that they're the first, but also show that she's qualified. Show why she won. Don't lead out with the fact that she's black and she's the first one. Tell people, because this is what I heard, she smoked them on the vocal. It killed it. She smoked them. Has a Bachelor of Arts in Musical Theater from Carthage College. She smoked them. And she deserved it. And she happened to be black. That's all I'm saying. What are your thoughts? 833-212-1017 is the number. This is for all the people that called throughout the day from the beginning to the end and talked about, including Israel, who talked about Israel and Iran. Well, we've got breaking news from WISN 12. Iran and Israel have now agreed to a complete and total ceasefire to be phased in over 24 hours.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth
Truth Nation. Unfortunately, violence is on the rise in Milwaukee, and this is a problem which impacts us all. Please join me and the Truth Team on Saturday, July 12th from 9 a.m. to noon for our third annual Walk Against Violence, supported by 1MKE. Enough is enough. Now it's time to bring an end to senseless violence in our community. To join our Walk Against Violence on Saturday, July 12th, visit truthwalkagainstviolence.com to sign up today.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Get that jump start to a fulfilling career at Carroll University through majors such as video game design, music therapy, pre-law, and over 90 additional majors. Carroll University is Wisconsin's oldest university. Founded in 1846, Carroll offers students small class sizes, personalized attention, and a generous financial aid package while they receive a cutting-edge education. Learn more at carrollu.edu. That's carrollu.edu.
It's 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When it's time to upgrade your windows and doors, wouldn't you like to work with the best? But maybe you're thinking in these volatile times, I don't want to spend a fortune. Well, Pella, the best in the industry, has a product line for every budget, and right now you can get no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. And if the plan is to wait, guess what? You can get it now and wait to start making payments up to 2 years. Pella truly believes that quality windows and doors don't have to be expensive. With a range of affordable options and products assembled in the U.S., you can get the look you want at a price you can afford. And with Pella's free in-home consultation, no obligation quote, and range of available financing, getting new windows and doors from Pella is easier than you think. Certain restrictions apply. Ends June 30th of 2025. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
833-212-1017 is the number. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. Breaking on CNN as well, Trump says Israel and Iran have agreed to a ceasefire minutes after both nations warned of future strikes. So things are starting to calm down. There's a ceasefire that's going to be phased in over the next 24 hours. I'm pretty sure Iran was like near the end of their rope. I mean, they got smacked pretty good. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, I'm you can be anti-Trump but still be pro-America. I mean, some people just, is it a perfect country? Oh my gosh, no. No. And I don't think people will just accept the fact that they punked multiple groups of people here and took over the land. And they're colonizers, and they hate that word. Oh, we're not colonizers. I said, you're actually right. You actually killed everybody. You didn't just move in. You killed everybody. There's a difference. So, anyway, 833-212-1017 is the number. So, are we at the end of it all? Are we at the end of days? And I'm not trying to be crazy. I'm not trying to be religious or anything like that. But are we at the end of days? Are we living through the last days? You go to church? I haven't heard anybody even talking about it. We know the Bible talks about wars and rumors of wars as a sign that the end of the days are coming and all that. But what are we going to do? What exactly are we going to do? Does it feel like it's the end of days? Does it feel like that? 833-212-1017 is the number. We got warplanes and submarines bombed through nuclear sites in Iran while Israel was attacking. And every time something has to do with Israel, we start talking about the end of days. Oh, my God. But the problem is, if you read the Bible, it talks about we're near the end 2,000-3,000 years ago. So what are we doing? Where are we? When they reestablished Israel as a nation in 1948, the United States president was one of the first to recognize Israel as a sovereign nation. But then nothing happened. And Israel has had aggressor after aggressor after aggressor. We know in the Bible, Persia is Iran. You know, there are Persian people. And we keep saying it, and we keep talking about it, but it never quite comes to pass. So I guess the question is, do people think President Trump is the Antichrist? That's the question. But do you really trust Iran not to bomb America? I don't know. What are your thoughts? 833-212-1017. I'm not trying to make it a religious thing, but we can only go so far. China has nukes. We have nukes. North Korea has nukes. Russia has nukes. Where are we going? Where are we going? You know? I mean, it just, I don't know. We know retaliation is going to happen. And we know right now, if the report is true, that Iran and Israel agreed on a ceasefire, then that means that it worked. So CNN is reporting it, Fox, BBC, MSNBC, ceasefire. A complete ceasefire, not a, we'll shoot a few things over there just to let you know we're here. Not the kind of ceasefire they had with Russia and the Ukraine. Because they stopped, but they really didn't stop. They're saying a complete ceasefire. Breaking news. If that happens, did what America did work? Their only retaliation was missiles that got shot down. And that might have been the turning point of we're not going to be able to break through. And if they do a few more bunker busters in multiple cities, there's not going to be a lot left to fight. Not a lot at all. Interesting. 833-212-1017 is the number. When we come back, keeping on that Ten Commandments thing, there's a law that got passed in Texas that kind of made me wonder what's really going on. And now with 1017 The Truth Traffic, here's Jessica Gatso.
Plan for delays in both directions on 94 heading into American Family Field. Eastbound, those delays start about 92nd Street, and westbound, those delays start at 16th. You'll also need extra time on 41 southbound from Appleton Avenue all the way past Hampton. Northbound also looking at delays between Swan Boulevard and looks like Capitol. An extreme heat warning still in effect until 7 p.m. for Kenosha, Racine, and Milwaukee counties. A heat advisory for the rest of southeast Wisconsin. Also a severe thunderstorm watch. That's for Fond du Lac and Dodge counties until 9 p.m. Tuesday, mostly cloudy with scattered rain, a high of 82. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Jessica Gatso on 101.7 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Ready for more fun? More friendships? More adventures?
Then it's time to become a Girl Scout.
Explore the outdoors, meet forever friends, and make a difference in your community. Sign up for our extended year membership today. Girls can join for $98 and adults for $42. Start in April and enjoy up to 5 extra months of fun. The extended year membership is April 1st, 2025 to September 30th, 2026, followed by a regular membership year. So what are you waiting for?
Join us and be a Girl Scout.
Truth Nation, you already know I gotta put you on the latest hookups at Nick Avani's. Summer is here, and Nick Avani's is bringing all the heat all month long with 50% off select items during June. Whether you're leveling up your wardrobe or just want to turn heads wherever you go, they've got you covered with top-tier fashion. Suits, shirts, ties, shoes, and more. It's all about that fresh look and confident vibe, and Nick Avani's is making sure you step out feeling like $1,000,000. Pull up to Nick Avani's on the 2nd floor of Mayfair Mall or shop online anytime at nickavani's.com.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Here is Sherwin Hughes with his truth.
Most people don't know that a county executive is a higher elected position than a mayor. Most people don't know what a state assembly representative does, a state senator, nor their function in overall state government. Most people, in fact, don't know what a school board representative actually does. Ask a person who their county board supervisor is, and they'll likely shrug their shoulders. Also, most people don't vote. We're in for a world of hurt. If we don't know the functions of our government at the very basic level, then we are not nearly equipped for what is going to happen to this nation for the next 4 years. All they had to do was tell unsophisticated folks gas prices are too high, inflation is too high, bacon and eggs cost too much. It's this guy's fault. It's this party's fault. Vote for us. Don't think about the criminal prosecutions. Don't think about all the malfeasance. Don't think about all of the misconduct and the corruption. We're going to make your bacon cheaper. We're going to make your eggs cheaper. We're also going to gut the FBI. We're also going to gut anything related to diversity, equity, and inclusion. We're going to shred this nation from the top to the bottom, all in favor of a handful of folks. How about this? Let's tell people that immigrants are actually the problem. And then Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk will bring in the most highly trained immigrants this nation has ever seen. Why? Because Americans are none the wiser. Don't believe me? Look at public school children's performance, not just in Milwaukee, not just in Wisconsin, but nationwide. Get ready for a long ride, ladies and gentlemen. A very long ride.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Milwaukee Brewers are heating up. They just swept the Twins over the weekend, capping it off with a 9-8 win on Sunday behind big bats from Rhys Hoskins and Bryce Terang.
The 0-2 pitch. Struck him out looking. Ball game over. Trevor McGill shuts the door on the Twins comeback, and the Brewers sweep Minnesota in the Twin Cities.
They've now won 4 straight and sit at 43-35 on the year. The Oklahoma City Thunder are the 2025 NBA champions after beating the Indiana Pacers in Game 7 of the finals. 103-91 was the final score. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander led the way with 29 points and 12 assists, earning finals MVP honors.
You play the sport to win. You play every sport to win. We have a team full of competitors. We did what it took this year to be champions, and we deserve this.
This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Hey, Truth Nation. Violence is a problem that affects us all, but together we can make a difference. And you know, the award-winning 1017 The Truth wants to ignite positive change and bring awareness to this senseless violence occurring in our community. That's why we're hosting the 3rd annual Truth Walk Against Violence, led by Tori Lowe, Saturday, July 12th from Victory Over Violence Park, down MLK, right down MLK Drive to the studio right here at the 3rd Street Market Hall. Over the next month, Tori Lowe is going to be speaking with politicians and community leaders about how we can better provide resources to stop the rise in violence. So if you want to join the fight to stop violence, go to truthwalkagainstviolence.com. That's truthwalkagainstviolence.com. Just do that now. Just go straight there to the website. Why is that? Because if you sign up now, you'll understand and come to know how important it is that we have a quiet and peaceful summer. Walk Against Violence is supported by 1MKE. That's on Saturday, July 12th, 9 a.m. till 12 noon. Make sure you're there. I think I'm going to try to make it. Walk up. I think I'm going to just find somebody with a radio flyer and sit in a wagon. They can pull me all the way. Maybe I should get an electric bike. So I can sit there looking cool, but still be. I would do a scooter, but if it gets out from under me, it's going to be wicked. I mean, I'm athletic enough. I should be able to, you know. I'm okay. Smack. Then I'll be unconscious. Y'all be talking about me on the radio. Oh, my God, can you believe Dr. Ken fell? It was so fun. And then it'll be on video all over social media because y'all be like, oh, that's terrible. You get it on video? Yes. Who put that on video? You send it to like 12 friends, and by the time it gets on video, we can't tell who did it. Oh, my goodness. So, you know who Marvin Ellison is? Anybody? Marvin Ellison? He's the CEO of Lowe's Corporation. You know, the home folks that, you know. And he gave an interview about a week ago and said that corporate jobs are more at risk from AI than frontline work. Now, you know, he's a home improvement, Lowe's, said that there was unmet demand for skilled trades and customer-facing jobs. He said AI isn't going to fix a hole in your roof. Artificial intelligence can do a growing number of tasks, but there's a lot it can't do. They can't put electricity in your house. They can't put in toilets in your bathroom. They can't remodel your kitchen. They can't put in a heater. They can't put in a furnace. They can't do any of that. They can't run electric lines, fix gas lines, sell you things. Demand for skilled trades is at an all-time high. But we keep wanting to go into corporate jobs. Somebody said, Mr. Ellison, said, stay as close to the cash register as you possibly can. Stay close to the customers because you'll always have employment opportunities to grow. Ellison's comments came hours after Amazon CEO Andy Jassy posted a memo that said the tech giant, get this, would most likely reduce its white-collar workforce in the coming years because of AI. So if you're thinking about going into corporate and majoring in business, that's one thing, but blue-collar work will never disappear because a robot cannot install a sink in your bathroom. It can't. Can't do plumbing. Ellison highlighted one of the opportunities for young workers at Lowe's. A program for Lowe's employees offers, get this, tuition-free education for completing a 2-year or 4-year curriculum. He said that employees who complete the program sometimes go on to work for Lowe's customers. So if you're looking for a job right now and you want to learn from the ground up, go to school, get a trade, and while you're trying to get a trade, go work at Lowe's. Think about that.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, this is the legendary Homer Blow, hoping you and your family will join me at the 31st annual Homer Blow birthday party for the kids on Saturday, June 28th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Fitzsimmons Boys and Girls Club at 3400 West North Avenue in Milwaukee. The celebration is for children 2 to 13 years old. Admission is absolutely free. For more information on being a sponsor for this great event, call 414-248-4954 or email the Homer Blow Foundation at gmail.com. And don't forget, we'll have Kool-Aid, the red kind.
Hey, Truth Nation, it's your girl DT from The Truth Unfiltered with DT and Dr. Ken Harris. Now listen, at a critical time, through the Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, Old National Bank provided the resources I needed to sustain my business. Now the process had its challenges, but I was supported, and it was also an invaluable learning experience for future ventures. I am so grateful for the support that helped my business thrive. Old National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to approval.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
State Fair is right around the corner, and it's time to savor the savings. These $15 tickets will only be available through June 29th. Save today so you'll be feeling good at the Wisconsin State Fair, presented by U.S. Cellular, July 31st through August 10th.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yeah. I took my time walking back. It's been one of them days. Thank you to all the callers that called. You were very spirited and had some great thoughts. Steve and G, and, I always get hollered at, and I love it. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Truth Unfiltered. With yours truly, and Denise Thomas is coming up in the 6 o'clock hour. And then at 8 o'clock, you'll get the rest of Tori Lowe's show. And going on into the night, God willing, in about 22 hours, you get little old me. Hey, y'all, God bless. Take care. Glenn, appreciate you. Got to take that hat off, though. You can't be wearing that hat in here, man. That's sacrilege. God bless. I'm out.
Be quiet.